Jack and Dan, host of We Studios.
Oh man.
Why are you so
It's
much better
up.
at this than me? Like that?
Yeah, there you go. Hey, left foot's back.
Surprise, surprise.
All right, guys.
We love our super fanatic fans. Thank God for that.
So we just finished doing a 90s percentile, which maybe you guys watched. A bunch of people are trickling in, so I guess we'll wait a little bit to see. We can't escape. We don't want to escape you, left foot.
We want you to keep you around forever.
Yeah, so we'll give it a couple of minutes, but we're going to do another Q&A just like we did that we released in June, I think. It was a while ago.
Summer went by so fucking fast.
So quick.
You could check our Reddit. I doubt, I don't think anybody left any questions for us on the Reddit.
Yes.
When we do an AMA, we mean literally, like, ask us something. Ask us anything.
Yeah, literally. Ask us anything. Yeah. Yeah, we'll get cracking in a couple of minutes. If you got questions, though, start thinking about them.
You've got questions. We've got answers.
Whoa, Radio Shack.
That was the Radio Shack catchphrase. And me and Dan always fantasize about jumping into a Radio Shack and saying, we've got questions.
Do you have answers?
But we never had the balls to actually
We never actually did it. Now they went out of business.
We did it.
We won! We're still standing.
We could never think of good answers, so.
Yeah.
Nope. Is that a comment? Is this...
That's me.
Oh.
Should we do like an intro, just like it's a podcast episode?
Sure.
All right. So we'll do an intro and then we'll actually get started. We don't have very many people here, but maybe we'll get some questions.
No, our evening periscopes, I think we try to do these. We try to do some afternoon ones
it's
for
middle
our
of the
European
day,
listeners, but.
All right.
Saturday afternoon. Who wants to be watching a periscope?
I'm going home and going to sleep, so that'll be fun.
I'm going home to sleep with my wife.
Do.
And the rest of
Clue. Okay, so let's just do a quick intro here.
Sure. Yeah, sure. This is chipmunks that aren't Chippendale from Looney Tunes. I guess, is Chippendale Disney?
Are they chipmunks? We've lost so many viewers.
I don't know, what are they?
Are we one of those viewers? I think it's just us and Leftfoot right now. So I hope you have questions.
I told you this time slot. I told you we're gonna.
Jack, we should just make questions up.
Right,
just like ask them to each other.
Maybe we.
Actually, maybe that's what we should do. Period. Let's get even more self-indulgent.
Dan, what's your favorite thing about me?
Jack, I would say it's the fact that you look just like Henry Cavill. No one gets that yet.
It's like looking into a living mirror.
No one gets that yet, but they will.
We didn't even announce our sync points, our new sync points.
What's the point? What's the point of any of this? No one's watching.
All right. Yes.
I guess we're gonna just tell Left. Yeah, we're gonna be releasing. We're gonna be releasing a new sync point soon.
Tomorrow, right?
Not tomorrow, Monday.
Oh, I keep thinking today's
We're
Sunday.
gonna be launching it with the new. Say I, spell map. I see.
Yeah, it's
very cute.
Hot butt bot.
Yeah, so we're going to be doing a sync points for this. It's a show called Puchinsky, which aired one episode. Just
surprise!
It is a show where a cop, played by Peter Boyle, comes back to life as a dog.
First, I'm going to lick myself. Then I'm going to catch my killer.
Yeah, it's available on YouTube. It's called P-O-O, Chin, Ski.
It is amazing. You should probably watch it. It's only 20 minutes long. You should probably watch it before.
It's a quick watch, and then watch us talk over it. And it's going to be free for the first couple of days, so you can just grab it, and then it's going to be $1 after that. But that'll be happening on Monday. We'll announce that on Reddit and Twitter and all the usual places.
All right, you want to do our intro? And
yeah, let's do this.
Over with.
No, I'm going to go home.
This embarrassment.
Yeah. All right. Hey everybody, welcome to Worst Episode Ever, a podcast for people who love The Simpsons, by people who love The Simpsons, about how much we hate The Simpsons. We are here taking your questions and answers. We're not here to find a new worst episode ever, because we're still on hiatus. But we're checking in with you guys, seeing what you need from us. You got any cues that we can
Yeah, we feel bad. We haven't done any Simpsons podcasts in a while, but we have been enjoying our free time, especially me with the... lack of editing. Dan's actually been working harder than usual because he's redesigning the website, and
yes,
we've got some other fun surprises for you down the line.
Absolutely.
But yeah, no, we're just done with Worst Episode Ever for a while. But we're gonna come back sometime in September.
Right.
maybe as late as possible, but
we'll see.
Some Thursday in September.
But when we are recording this, we're actually doing a live Periscope, as we are wont to do, and as we did for our last Q&A. So we're going to open up the floor.
Yeah, there's not many
questions.
of you. We picked a very awkward time slot to do this, so there's not many. But we have a contingency plan. Me and Dan will just start asking each other questions.
Right. If we need to get more self-indulgent, we will.
Okay.
So it's in your hands.
You guys want to fire us some questions? Feel free to
Periscope
start
listeners, go nuts.
now. And here's an answer for you. My name is Jack.
Oh.
And your name is Dan.
My name is also
I
Jack.
think we introduced ourselves at the top of the show.
Right, my name's Dan.
For those people who love to listen to AMAs of people they've never heard of before.
Someone's like, I heard good things about this podcast. Let me check out Q&A Volume 2. That's probably a good one to start with.
Always the best first episode to go with.
All right, so our first question we've got, what are some of your favorite shows of all time? Jack, you want to take that? You want me to take it?
I've obviously The Simpsons,
Yep.
but I've been rewatching Seinfeld lately, and it really is a tough call to say whether I enjoy Seinfeld more, especially because Seinfeld has 9 solid seasons and doesn't have a post-classic era.
Right. Let's do this to kind of rein the question in a little bit. Why don't you pick your top 3 or top 5 comedies and then also dramas?
What about the other genres?
Well, what other genres are there? Reality?
Yeah.
You big into The Apprentice?
For the 15th year in a row, I'm going to say The Amazing Race.
It's still amazing.
Actually, I will say my favorite reality show, and one of the only reality shows I like, is The Work of Art. It was on Bravo for 2 seasons.
I remember it.
And it was, from what I understand, it was basically like every other Bravo show, basically the models one.
Right.
America's Next Top Model, but I never watched any of those. So to me, it was new. And it was just artists creating art. And there was something fascinating about it because you really can't force art.
Right. But, whoa, Betty Loves Art just joined us.
Wow.
That's odd. That's very
I think everything we're saying are becoming Periscope hashtags.
So, I hope that $1 million check for Dan comes through the door.
So now there's going to be a hashtag for Periscope, $1 million check for Dan. That doesn't give you $1 million check.
It might. You don't know that.
That would be a good... I'm going to write a script where you get a magical Twitter account where whatever hashtag you make becomes real.
That seems like an old thing to write about. A magical Twitter account.
I'm going to call it hashtag Genie.
Actually, that's not bad. Hashtag Genie could be something.
I feel like hashtag Genie is like a old 50-something woman from like a bar down south. Oh, hashtag Genie.
Hashtag Genie, ready to answer all your questions.
That's why they were porn boss. So yeah, that's my favorite reality show. What's your favorite reality show?
My favorite, I don't watch much reality show, but I have a curveball answer, and I'm going to say The Great British Bake Off.
Oh.
I don't know if you've ever seen it. It is available on Netflix. At least 1 or 2 seasons are. And it is a very, very compelling show about very, very nice British bakers.
When I had a DVR, I got really into American Idol and The Voice.
Mm-hmm.
The American Idol I got really into because I was working night shifts at the horse race betting OTV.
Right.
And American Idol was on, and I would watch it, and I got into the finale, the season 7 finale. So season 8, 9, and 10, and maybe 11, I DVR'd and watched every week religiously.
Yeah.
And then I got into The Voice at that same time, and I got really into the first season of The Voice. And then thankfully I stopped because the reality shows have so much fucking filler.
They really, really do. It's better to watch them now on Hulu the next day without the commercials. It's great.
But even without the commercials,
Django watches The Voice.
I mean, there are a lot of commercials, but even without the commercials, there's so much filler.
There's so many recaps and
because there's not much they need the filler.
Remote videos of people who don't even end up winning. But anyway,
yeah, they need the filler.
But let's go back to the original question. Give us a smattering of comedies and dramas.
So
dramedies.
Simpsons and Seinfeld, obviously my top 2 comedies.
Right, I'm going to agree with you on Simpsons and Seinfeld, and probably Arrested Development. I'm also going to say.
Yeah, Arrested Development. Yeah, would be number 3. Rick and Morty's really good.
Yep, Rick and Morty's great.
The Boondocks.
Community is really good.
I'm looking at my DVD collection and kind of see what I...
Well, I'll jump in.
Police Tales from the Police Squad.
Police Squad is a fucking classic, stone cold classic. Just talk about dramas real quick, because we never really do, because we are a comedy, wacky fun duo.
We're a morning zoo.
Mad Men is one of my favorite shows of all time. I absolutely love Mad Men. I said half jokingly to Jangle the other day, let's just start rewatching Mad Men again from the beginning. I'll wait until you get it out of your system. The carousel. Mad Men's a fantastic show. I absolutely love it. I would watch it again.
Very good show, yeah.
I've watched it twice all the way through. I absolutely will watch it a few
I
more
watched
times.
it a second time. Yeah, I don't have time.
I gotta tell you, it really it's so much better on rewatches because
sure,
it's very novelistic.
Yeah, and you have
very,
to know really what's going on.
Yeah, and when you know where
seasons.
things go,
Yeah.
and it's just a phenomenal show.
That was a fantastic show. We were talking about this last night when you were hanging out with me and Jeff.
Yeah.
Rome, I think, is a very underrated drama. It was Game of Thrones before there was a Game of Thrones.
Game of Rome.
Yeah, and it's funny because myself included, everybody I know watched the first episode and couldn't get into it, and then a friend of the show, Nick Noga, begged me years after it had been canceled because it was too expensive to go back and rewatch it. And
Yeah.
he's totally right. It's just there's only 20 episodes, and it's incredible. It's some of the best. It's like it's not like groundbreaking TV. It's almost pulpy in a way, but it's just so well executed, and it's just so much fun, and the best way to describe it is it's Game of Thrones without magic and also with real life characters. It's two real life characters that they made up it's like Boardwalk Empire. They took the names and ditched everything
It's
else.
historical fiction.
But there's also the season 1 is all about Caesar 1.
Caesar 1.
And season 2 is all about Antony and Cleopatra. And
Sure.
it's great.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think of. It's really hard to pick my favorite dramas.
Curb Your Enthusiasm, another great comedy
of course.
that I would put in my top 5 probably.
HBO really kills it. 6 Feet Under, Sopranos.
Sopranos I never finished. I watched the first 4 seasons. 6 Feet Under I've never seen.
6 Feet Under is
I've heard
great.
very good things. It's on my list. Veep I haven't watched.
One of the hardest I ever cried in my life was the 6 Feet Under finale.
Wow.
I was like, I don't know, something like came over me. I don't know
Yeah.
what happened, and I just couldn't stop crying. And it was just like it just shook me. It shook me. Like it is a cliche, but it like shook me to my core. Something broke inside me, and I couldn't stop crying.
Jeez.
And I started texting Bryce, friend of the show, Bryce, and
Yeah.
Nick Noga. And I was like, I don't know, something's wrong. I can't stop crying. And both of them were like, dude, calm down. It's just a show.
It's just
and
a television show.
And they were genuinely concerned for me, and they were also like, you're being over dramatic. Stop. And I was like, I couldn't. And you guys were all driving. It was you, friend of the show, Dan Ozzie, friend of the show, Jeff, friend of the show, Mike Jenner.
Yeah.
We were all driving over to pick me up so we could go like hang out. And I finally got in the car, and like my face was puffy, my eyes were
vaguely
puffy.
remember this,
Yeah,
yeah.
and I was just like, I just cried for like 2 hours, and they're like, oh, okay, so you guys want to get some Taco Bell? And it was just, it was really weird. It was crazy. But yeah, so 6 Feet Under is just an incredible show. There's too many to pick from. I can't think off the top of my head. I can't think of best dramas ever.
It's tough because a lot of dramas don't...
Breaking Bad I like better than Mad Men.
That's been
There's apples and
so
oranges.
this has been a point of contention in my life of Breaking Bad versus Mad Men. I love Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad is a phenomenal show. I like Mad Men better.
Mad Men's a smarter show. Breaking Bad's a pulp thriller.
Well, I mean, Breaking Bad is a very smart show still.
Yeah.
But I feel like it is less rewatchable once you know everything that happens. Maybe
Maybe.
that's not true.
I've
I've never
never rewatched
rewatched
it, yeah.
Breaking Bad, and I'm not as interested in doing so as like Mad Men.
And I hate to be one of those people, but I think in some ways I'm a bigger Breaking Bad fan than a lot of people because I watched it from day one. And I'm not saying that's why, I watched it first. I knew about it because of Google. But watching it week to week, I never marathoned it in the way most people have. Same with Arrested Development.
Yeah.
I watched that from day one. And there is a different process. There's a lot of shows I'm glad I marathoned.
Yeah.
I marathoned Rome. But, and also the thing about Rome that happened to Nick, myself, my mother, and a few other people I suggested to, something about it where you watch the entire series in 2-3 days.
Yeah, Django and I watched season 3 of Breaking Bad in one day.
Yeah. So no, me and Jeff watched it every week on my DVR.
Yeah, no, I remember you tried to get me into it, and I watched the first few, and I just didn't click with me.
Yeah,
until much later.
There's a fundamentally different way of watching that show week to week. Maybe I'm not a bigger fan. Maybe I'm a lesser fan for it because it was a slow burn, and that show was so fast paced in a way.
I like the comment we just got on the Periscope. Rome wasn't binged today.
Very well also, somebody had mentioned in the comments Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I was talking about that with you last night too.
Yes, you were.
We just need to start recording everything we talk about.
It was kind of weird that we weren't recording last night.
But Avatar is an incredible animated series, one of the greatest animated series, maybe better than Batman. And Legend of Korra, I would argue, is maybe even better than Avatar, which is the sequel series.
Yeah, I've seen a few episodes of Avatar, but that also I need to watch that one.
Yeah, like a lot of shows, the first season's a little rough and it finds its footing.
So yeah, I think that's some of our favorite shows.
I can't think of. There's got to be a
Lost.
I
was going to say Lost,
Lost,
but Lost has maybe lost its luster. It's
a guilty pleasure. It's not, it's not a flawless show.
Talk about watching something week to week. Like Lost was the experience of watching Lost. Was the week to week theorizing and
if you
discussing it with
marathon
everybody.
Lost, you did it wrong.
Yeah.
Same with Fringe. I loved Fringe, except the last season and a half was pretty terrible. But I loved Fringe. I'm trying to think of other network
Actually,
shows.
The Leftovers, one of my absolute favorites. Also, I just watched that twice.
I will say this now that I've
again.
watched it on you and everybody else's recommendation. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm glad it exists because I love originality almost more than anything else, and I love that there's something that's doing that. The things.
Sure.
It's very similar to a story I've been working on for years, so
right.
I appreciate it, but I'm also a little
angered by it.
But I don't think
Actually,
it's a perfect show. I think it's not it didn't quite live up to the massive amount of hype. I think it's a great show.
I mean, I certainly hyped it up.
Everybody hyped it up.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's really, really good, but I don't think it's the greatest thing ever. It's not the greatest thing since sliced bread, coming from someone who does not like sliced bread.
Just ate some sliced bread earlier today. So I think that's it for that question. What else you guys got? Any other cues? Left Foot on the Periscope here mentioned Gravity Falls, which I've not finished watching. It's now available on Hulu.
About it. I've heard very good things about it.
It's a really, really good show. Like, I was obsessed with it for a long time, but it took a while for episodes to come out, and I kind of lost my way with it. I gotta catch up on that one.
Oh, we were saying how the only comedy and drama genres. Colbert Report was one of my favorite. I've seen every single episode. One of my favorite episodes of anything ever. I thought it was genius in the fact that they could do it 4 times a week.
Somebody asked, what are our jobs in real life?
Oh boy.
I don't know how deep we want to get into our professional lives. I mean, we've said before on the podcast that I am a lawyer.
You're a law.
I'm a law. And I work. If you really want to know, you could Google it and probably find out where I actually work. But I work in the entertainment industry. I will say that.
A popular network.
I work in a cable network.
I work at a film school, which I'm sure if you Google it, that would come up too. I'm the director of student affairs there. I'm kind of like a dean, but it's more administrative office stuff. It's like 50-50. It's like 60-70 administrative office stuff and 30-40 dealing with students and yelling at them.
What we really want to do is podcast.
No hats. Don't run in the halls. It's a college, but I like to say that because all right. So we're in like.
Do you really tell people don't run in the halls?
I do, and it's become like a running joke because it's really
You're
funny.
the bad guy in like a teen movie.
I'm the crusty old dean.
Yeah.
But it's really funny because I mean I know they're just kids. They're college age. But I can't stand obnoxious people in general.
Yeah.
And I guess just because they're young, they don't know any better.
Young kids are very obnoxious.
But they're always running for the elevator. It's in Manhattan. Basically, everything is like a corporate office building. We don't have campuses.
Right.
So we were on our school is an office floor, and everybody's always running for the elevators. And it's like, and we have really good elevators in my building. I work in a beautiful building with like the most amazing view in the city on Battery Park. And the elevators are great in our building. You hit that button, you have an elevator within 10-20 seconds every time.
Yeah, right.
Without fail. And they're always trying to, like, they hold the elevator for each other because all the classes get out at the same time. So,
yeah.
And I feel bad for the other 18, 19 floors of real office corporate people. And, like, why are you running for the elevator? There's another elevator in 20 seconds.
Yeah.
So I go, no running in the halls, or if they miss the elevator, and they go, fuck! And I hate people who curse in public, too.
Really?
Okay. Yeah, I was like, it's a school, don't curse in the hallways.
So this job is just a way for you to get your pet peeves out.
Yeah.
And be like, no cursing in my hallways,
so they'll miss the elevator and they'll go, fuck it. I just like a running joke I like to say is just like, oh, that was the last one.
You really do. You really are the crusty old dean bad guy. Like, they're probably like, fucking that fucking guy at the fucking desk. He said the thing again.
But that's when I'm sitting at my desk because I used to have a nice office, and when my building closed and they moved me into this new building,
right.
They put my desk in front of the elevators. Which sucks because now my job is just telling people the Wi-Fi password. But so I'm in a bad mood when I'm sitting in front of my desk doing computer work.
Sure.
But I actually am one of the more well-liked staff members. When I actually interact with the students, I try to care.
There you go.
There's a lot of people who are just cashing in a paycheck, and I'm certainly one of those people. It's not what I want to do, but I don't take it out on the students, and I don't like people who do that. It's like I give them the respect. My job is to make their educational lives better, and I do that willingly with a smile on my face.
There we go. We got a new question. What is the Wi-Fi password?
It's NYFA. It's a 0. I don't know. It's a string of numbers.
All right, we've learned quite a lot about Jack's professional life. What else? What are the questions you guys got?
What's your office like? You don't want to talk about what you do in the office.
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
Do you hate everybody you work with? You hate it?
No,
I hate everybody. You hate your boss?
do not hate my boss.
Dan's boss is listening. Dan hates you, and he says you should fire him.
My boss is terrific. The people I work with are terrific, and yeah. That's all I'm going to say.
You're always complaining about all the cakes every week. Every day there's a new cake.
All the cakes.
Get well soon.
What an obscure Seinfeld reference.
Not obscure.
Get well soon. We wish you to get well. It's not even a song.
Anyway, we just got.
Someone just asked, "What's our favorite Rick and Morty episodes?" Total Recall for sure. That's.
I have to rewatch. I'm just started rewatching.
That's the Mr. Poopy Butthole episode with the flashbacks.
Yeah, I have to rewatch season 2. I haven't yet, except for the new season premiere.
Yeah.
So I'm not as well versed in season 2. Total Recall is definitely one of the best ones. There's a B plot, but it's my favorite. If there's one weaker part of Rick and Morty, it's that the relationship B plot with the husband and wife, was it
Jerry and not Summer. Oh my God, what the hell's her name?
Ooh, Jerry and Summer. Ooh, it's a different show.
Anyway,
Jerry and Beth.
Beth, yes.
Yeah. So and Jerry and Beth. It gets a little redundant sometimes. But my favorite B plot is in season 2, where they go. I think Colbert is the best marriage counselor in the universe.
Right. Yeah.
And it creates a physical manifestation of the way you perceive your significant other.
Right. And
I think that's fucking brilliant.
And how Beth was so evil, and Jerry was just this slug.
And the way they interact with each other, I thought that was incredible.
It's a phenomenal show.
But for favorite episode, I love the Meeseeks. For some reason, the Meeseeks.
That's my second favorite episode for sure.
I just love the Meeseeks. I love the one with all the Ricks. I kind of want to see more. I know they're going to drive into the ground. It's going to lose its luster, but I want to see. I love the multiverse of Ricks.
The Council of Ricks.
Yeah, I would love to see more of those.
Basically stole that entire thing from Fantastic Four. Jonathan Hickman, comic book writer, did a very long run on Fantastic Four. And there was a whole thing with a Council of Reed Richards.
Oh, that's really cool.
And they tap the Marvel Universe Reed Richards, and he joins them, and they get kind of a little evil.
Wow.
And that's actually been a really long running thing.
I'm a little disappointed because I thought that was such an ingenious idea. I mean, it's a little Doctor Who. Rick started becoming very Doctor Who in his in his characterization.
He's like a grumpy doctor.
Yeah. But that's a little that takes a little points away.
Yeah, I've heard people praise that, and I'm like, oh, it's been done.
Yeah, I love that. I love the.
And that's a good run on Fantastic Four, by the way.
Yeah, I guess that and the Meeseeks are probably my favorite. I do really like the improv.
I was just gonna say the interdimensional cable one. Where do you know how they make those episodes? It's basically just Justin Roiland drinks, goes into the booth, and just starts talking, and then they just make an episode out of it.
That's amazing.
So get ready to Jan Michael your Vincent.
Justin Roiland just seems like a genius. Yeah, just yesterday, me and you watched the transcript.
Yes.
Somebody on our Reddit actually posted it to it. That's how I found it.
Yeah, he did a reading of this ridiculous transcript of a court case in Georgia where the judge and this defendant are just screaming at each other, and he did it as Rick and Morty, and it was phenomenal.
I did hear he opened Squanch Tendo,
his VR game company. Yeah, I heard about that this morning.
It's just brilliant, and I recommend that.
Yeah, he just seems like a wonderful, wonderful guy. Every interview I've listened to, he's just terrific.
How old is he? A little older than us is what I imagine.
He might be a little younger than us.
Really?
Actually.
Oh man.
He's our age for sure. He's very, very close in age to us.
I go by the pop culture reference. That's why I figured he'd be a little bit older. No, that's great. So somebody asked us, who's our favorite Doctor? Now, I'm definitely a much bigger Doctor Who fan.
You are a bigger Doctor Who fan than I am. At one point,
although I've never watched the classic Doctor Who. I have them all ready to watch. I just haven't had the time.
I was going to say, at one point, I was really, really into Doctor Who, and I had planned to watch the entire thing from beginning, and I started watching whatever the first episode is. I think it's the Something Child.
I've watched the first two. The Stolen Child.
It's so boring. It's unwatchably
the
boring.
Caveman episode?
Yeah, it's pretty just boring. Bad. But I gotta go. David Tennant is my favorite Doctor.
Yeah, I love
that man.
I'm only going from 4th Doctor on. Well, I'll go 8th Doctor on. Those are the only Doctors I know. I don't know the classic era. I don't know if this makes me sound. I don't know if this lessens my my opinion.
Sure.
But it seems like every time there's a new Doctor, that's my new favorite, and maybe it's just the rose-colored goggles thing. But I love Christopher Ecclesian. The show hadn't done its footing yet. It was a weak first season.
He does not get as much credit as he should.
Again, shows are weaker in their first season. They haven't found a footing, and if he had the production values and the writing that the later seasons had, you could make a much stronger case for him because he really did nail it. It's just a shame he had such a rough falling out with them. He's not going to do any more episodes.
No. And I always think, like, man, that Doctor Who... Like, when I saw his penis in The Leftovers, I was like, man, his Doctor Who run was really underrated.
I was surprised to see his penis as well. And he is great in The Leftovers.
He is.
The Eighth Doctor was great. The movie is terrible, but he was great. And he was great in the
was that the
sequel
the
video
Seventh
he did.
Doctor, was it?
No, it's the Eighth Doctor.
You sure?
Yeah, Seventh Doctor is the one from Lord of the Rings.
Matt Smith is the 11th Doctor, David Tennant's 10th.
Although they're all off a number after
right, I know, there's a War Doctor.
Yeah, which is dumb, but the War Doctor was great too, John Hurt. So anyway, then David Tennant showed up. I love David Tennant. He's like almost the epitome of the Doctor, the way the Fourth Doctor was. But I just love Matt Smith so much, and I like the 11th Doctor more than the 10th Doctor.
I like Matt Smith, but I tapped out during that era.
I like how alien he is. I like how less sentimental he is. I just like how goofy he is. Matt Smith is just has the character down. He's so good. So he was my favorite, and 11's my lucky number. But then the 12th Doctor has been killing it.
Yeah.
Killing it. What's his face?
Peter Capaldi.
Peter Capaldi. He's so good, and I kind of like an older grizzled Doctor because it fits. The 8th Doctor, all the Doctors were like up to 9th and 10th Doctor were like 900 years old.
Sure.
Matt Smith ended up being a few thousand years old, and now this Doctor, the 12th Doctor, is billions of years old.
Okay.
And it's just so he's just so grizzled. He's so good. So I don't know if me saying every time there's a new Doctor I say that's my favorite. I might be wrong.
Yeah.
But the 12th Doctor is my favorite right now. And Stephen Moffat is leaving after this season, but 12th Doctor sticking around.
That's a bummer because Stephen Moffat is, by all accounts, great.
Yeah, it gets old. He's pretty much run his course.
Yeah,
you need a fresh writer in there.
He's been doing it for, 10 years?
He's been writing on and off, but he's been the showrunner since season 5. So he did all of the 11th Doctor.
Russell T Davies.
And he's done 2 seasons with the 12th.
All right. So that's the Doctor Who chat. Let's take another question. Anybody? What we got?
Leftfoot's excited to see what comes next in Delaware. I don't know what that means.
I meant Doctor Who.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Not Delaware.
Do
we have any more questions? I mean, we can...
Neil Gaiman did write it.
Neil Gaiman did write... I only saw the one where the TARDIS becomes a person.
Which is a great episode.
I remember enjoying that. I only saw it once. But,
Dan,
we'll do...
Do you have a question for me, Dan?
I could have a question for you. When are you going to read my fucking Gotham Central books that I loaned you 2 years ago?
I've been reading the same 2 books since January of 2014.
You gotta move your ass,
I'm going to finish them. I'm going to finish the Vanderbilt biography, and then I can move on to my other paper books.
Yeah.
And I'm going to finish this terrible 70s novel I'm reading on my Kindle, so I can move on to my Kindle books. And somebody just asked me if I'm writing something. I'm always writing. I'm not very good at sitting down and writing. I actually am working on something that I planned to have finished this week, and I didn't even come close. A spec script in the vein of the 9/11 Seinfeld spec script. And it didn't inspire me. I've been writing it for a while, but it's a spec script of something I totally don't have the rights to and shouldn't be writing. But I'm going to put it out there for free anyway. I don't want to give it away without spoilers, but
sure.
It's an experiment in a way that the 9/11 script for Seinfeld was an experiment.
All right, Jack's working on the new 9/11. You heard it here first.
Don't say that. Don't make it a hashtag. It comes true.
Oh dear. Was that even this episode? I don't remember.
They all blur together.
It's all blurring together.
If you're very excited, I do have 2 scripts on Amazon. I hate everything I write.
We never actually tweeted out that link. We said we were going to do it, and we never did. So we mentioned at least once that you wrote a script with your writing partner,
Frank. Yeah.
Called The Pass, which was then overshadowed by the movie Hall Pass, which was a similar premise. But that you and I and a bunch of people did a table read of it, which is recorded, and you can actually get it on Amazon.
We were nominated. We almost won a lot of money. I won a little bit of money because the script, the table read that beat us, was also my script, so I got some royalties. But we came close to winning the whole thing.
Yeah, that is out there. We can link to it.
Yeah, it really is. I think I was proud of it. It's really funny. It's really good. Comedy ages though, and at the time it was really fresh. And after. Well, I wrote it in 2011, 2010 and 2011.
Yeah, it was like
After 4 or 5 years of that kind of Judd Apatow type comedy, it just feels less fresh. So it's very disappointing. I don't think it holds up. I mean, besides there's a lot of pop culture references that are also dated.
Right.
Christian Bale flipping out on Terminator Salvation.
Sure.
I spoof that.
Jack, you're your own harshest critic. That's what we're all learning here today.
I hate everything I write. There is a Bankai script also on there on the Amazon I posted. Again, I think it holds up. I think I'm a very good writer. But it's just
Jack, you're your own worst critic and a modest man as well.
No, I think I know what I'm doing, but I'm always better than I was the year before, and that the
Sure.
script is, I wrote when I was 19. I think I wrote it in 2003. Yeah, so I was 19 when I wrote the script.
All right.
So it's old, and it's based on a 9th grade art class that we had together.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
where
Okay.
we had a somewhat crazy art teacher who one day, instead of teaching us art, just told us how to do the perfect bank heist, and I turned
Right.
that into a screenplay.
The long story short was you need
Kill
50
everybody.
people and you have to kill all of them
Yeah.
at the end.
Well, the
So-
name of my script is 40 Dead.
Is it really?
Yeah.
There you go. All right, let's
Should we talk about our 9th grade art project? Should we leave that alone?
No, we should not. Let's not talk about that. But we will do.
We're talking about 9/11. So
We'll do
it ties
one
in.
more. We'll do one more question, and then I gotta get out of here. So what else we got? We got anyone else on the Periscope got a burning question? If you have anything else that's burning, you need to go to the
Burning
doctor.
for you.
I thought you were singing "Burning Love."
No, singing I'm
Oh,
burning for you.
hunka hunka burning love. That's why people are listening, right? They wanna hear our Elvis impersonation.
That's exactly why they're listening.
Yeah.
No, you know what? Well, he wasn't ripping off Reservoir Dogs at all, but...
Someone asked did the art teacher rip off Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah, no, that Bank Heist was totally different from Reservoir Dogs,
Right.
but my script, I purposely called it, like, when I would pitch it to people, I said it was the other side of the same coin as Reservoir Dogs. It was almost like the stuff you didn't see, which Reservoir Dogs is a much better movie. Mine's just a dumb heist movie, but like it was similar in a way. It was like the anti-Reservoir Dogs.
Right.
It was very ultra-violent, the script I wrote.
Okay.
But I was a pretentious 19-year-old. I was like, do the audience really want us to root for these criminals?
Quentin
Do you really
Tarantino,
want
if you're out there, we got a script for you. And he is. I'm pretty sure their left foot is Quentin
Tarantino is
Tarantino.
one of my biggest influences.
He does
so
like feet.
I like really naturalistic styles, and I like really stylized styles. So I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
All right, yeah. So
Any
one last
final
one.
question? I did see Hateful Eight.
Do you like Hateful Eight? We could answer that one. I've
haven't
seen it.
I
You know-
haven't. I haven't gotten around to watching it yet because it's 3 hours long.
Here's the thing. I saw it in theaters. Ooh, I want to answer that one too. But Hateful Eight, real quick. I saw it in theaters. It's very long. I enjoyed it, but I thought it was the weakest Quentin Tarantino movie to date.
Really?
But-
Rank your Tarantino movies.
Oh man, that's tough. I don't know what the best one would be. Maybe Inglourious Bastards. I'm a big fan.
Really?
Yeah.
I like Django more than Inglourious Bastards.
No, Django is just... Actually, Django might be below
Here's
Hateful
my
Eight for
problem
me.
with Inglourious Bastards.
I don't love
It's
Django.
5 incredible scenes, and they're all the entire scene. It's the same scene over and over, done 5 times, and each individually is incredible.
Yeah.
It's basically I said the movie should have been called Tense Conversations Around a Table because
During World
it's
War II.
literally it's 5 of those scenes, and they're all great. It's
Yeah.
just they're all the same thing over. It's 5 conversations around a table.
Right. I'll say this.
It's like 5 one-act plays.
Kill Bill 1 and 2 I've seen so many times that I could
Kill
stand
Bill
to never see them
Volume
again.
1 I saw 6 times in the theater.
I
6.
saw
I've never
both of
seen
them
any
twice
other
in the
movie more
theater.
than
but-
twice in a theater.
Yeah, I
6
saw The
times.
Departed 3 times. That's the record for most times I've seen a
I've
movie
seen
in
it
theater.
twice.
But I do think that Death Proof, his Grindhouse movie, and also Jackie Brown are both very, very underrated.
Really, Death Proof?
Yeah, I
we
really
saw
like
it
Death
together,
Proof.
but we were miserable when we saw it. There was no AC.
I
I had to pee the entire time.
You did. Okay, so Death Proof came out as Grindhouse. It was a
Yeah.
2-pack movie experience that Robert Rodriguez and Quentin Tarantino did, where they aired the movie Planet Terror and the movie Death Proof together with all these fake trailers, and it was awesome. And we went to see it at midnight on Friday, both
Yeah.
after we'd worked full work days.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember getting out of
And it
the
was like
theater
we
at
saw it
4
opening night,
a.m.
and it was packed, and we were sitting in the middle of this packed Staten
Yeah.
Island Stadium theater, and I had to pee the entire time, and it was too packed to get up and go
I
pee.
do remember that, but also
I was in pain. I was in pain. I had to pee so
I
bad.
absolutely loved that movie going
I
experience.
thought we hated it when we saw it.
Maybe we were hot, but I loved Grindhouse. I was all in.
I thought we hated. I feel like when we watched Death Proof, we were like, this is so bad.
We were disappointed by Death Proof. But
Also, I was trying to convince you for the first half of Death Proof that the star actress wasn't Rosario Dawson.
right, we
I was
were arguing about
I was
that.
like,
Yes.
I was like, that's not Rosario. It doesn't look like Rosario Dawson, but it is. She stars in the movie. I was like, I don't think that's her.
Right.
Because for 45 minutes, you're like, if she had to have been in the movie by now, I guess it is her.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it wasn't. It was just
Because
another black Latino girl.
it's this weird thing that he was doing, which I've grown to appreciate in the other times that I've seen it. But I don't know that it worked well in that context. I don't know what I'm talking about. I just like the fucking movie. But
Kurt Russell's fucking awesome.
Kurt Russell is amazing. That's more than half of the reason that I like it. But anyway, someone had asked a question, what
Yeah.
movie or show is coming out that you're most excited about?
I'm excited for all the Marvel movies. I can't wait for Doctor Strange.
I'm pretty excited for Doctor Strange.
I can't wait for the Avengers, although I can say this about like Dark Knight and stuff, or Star Wars Episode 3.
Yeah.
They're a movie I can remember years in advance rooting for, and now like so Star Wars Episode 3, I remember 3 years I was foaming at the mouth to see this movie,
Right.
and that was 11 years ago.
Oh, geez.
So like I already can picture myself in a blink of an eye. I know I will be watching Avengers Infinity War on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Like I will be watching it at home.
It happens so quickly now.
I can pick. It's going to be on Netflix, and I'm going to be streaming it, and I'm there already. It's going to happen so fast.
Yeah.
Rogue One, I'm super excited
Rogue
for.
One, someone just sent on Periscope. Yeah, really excited for that. You know what I'm really looking forward to also? I've been seeing the trailer for it on HBO. They have the new series Westworld coming out.
Yes,
have you seen the trailer for that?
Yeah, I think it's going to be like the next Game of Thrones in terms of water cooler shows.
HBO's certainly hoping for that, but it looks pretty awesome. It mixes a lot of things that I like.
Have you ever seen the original Westworld?
I have not. It's always been on my
Michael Crichton directed it.
Yes.
It was the first
He wrote
movie,
it too, right?
Yeah, he wrote it. He was the first movie to ever use the idea of a heads-up display. So it was the first time you had ever seen a robot's point of view.
Yeah.
And the Terminator borrowed heavily from this. And if you're a Simpsons fan, the scene where Principal Skinner is chasing after Bart because Bart's playing hooky.
Yeah.
And Skinner like walks through the river, and they're playing that ominous music, and he's like,
is that from Westworld?
Double mint gum. Yeah. That's a direct Westworld parody.
Okay, I didn't know that.
So and Terminator really made it famous, but it was the first movie to come up with a robot heads up. One of the first uses of CGI.
Yeah.
And it was they used it to create a robot POV heads up display.
Nice, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm excited for the show. It looks really, really cool.
Also, Itchy and Scratchy Land, the Simpsons episode, is also a direct parody of
that I
Westworld.
knew, yeah, because it's all about a theme park type experience where the robots kind of go nuts. But anyway,
and also the tagline to the Westworld movie was "Where nothing could possibly go wrong."
possible I go wrong.
Yeah, but that's not an original Simpsons line.
Oh, we just got a question. Excited for Prometheus 2? No.
Alien, we were talking about this last night.
We were talking about this
Alien
last night.
Covenant.
You know, look, I
hate
get it.
Prometheus.
I get it, guys. I loved Alien and Aliens 2.
And I love Alien 3, and I love Alien Resurrection.
You might not be in the majority on
No,
that
I'm
one.
not. But I love.
I've actually never seen Resurrection. I only saw 3
Joss
not that long
Whedon
ago. I know he did.
It's fine. It's the weakest of the four, but it's fine.
I feel like it's time to let the Alien franchise go. Because Prometheus was terrible.
Why let it go? If you can do it right, it will be fun. It will be good. There's so much to work with there. It's such a
right, but
good
you
universe.
could also make a new universe, make something new and exciting.
Yeah, you could do both. But there's so much. There's so many good alien stories you can tell. Why not tell more? But just do it right. Do it interesting. Prometheus was so.
I think we're deep.
Lackluster.
We're deep into post-classic Aliens movies.
We've yet to have. I guess Alien versus Predator 2 was. I guess never mind. I was gonna say we've really never seen a movie where aliens are on Earth attacking people on
That's true. Yeah.
Which is they should do. They should stop doing people trapped on a spaceship.
Right.
Whoever
wins, we lose.
Blade Runner 2. What do you think? You think that's going to be interesting?
I don't like Blade Runner 1. We've had this conversation.
I love Blade Runner.
I don't like
Great
it.
movie.
I like the book it's based on.
Blade Walker.
Yep.
Android sleep. Android sheep.
Do androids dream of electric sleep? Sheep. Bah.
Are there any other big? I remember I had this. I remember talking about this to you on AIM. I was like, man, after Star Wars Episode 3 comes out, there's not going to be any big tentpole movies.
And boy, how right
because,
you were.
Because that we had Matrix Revolutions, we had Star Wars, and Lord of the Rings had wrapped up, and I was just like, man, we're really not going to have any big, because I love like big.
How young and foolish we were. That was the exact opposite happened.
Yeah. I remember, but I really remember. Like, I would click the year on IMDb, and I would click like 2005, and it would show me all the movies in production for 2005.
Right.
And of course, it was only big blockbuster movies because the only ones they
Those
plan
are the
years
ones that get
in
announced,
advance. Yeah. And I was like, oh man, 2005 has nothing. 2006 is going to have nothing.
Yeah.
I was wrong.
And it didn't. What did 2006 have? The Departed? The movie I saw in theaters 3 times?
Such a good movie.
Love
What did 2006 have?
The Departed? I don't know what else came out in 2006.
Like a sci-fi movie. Or was this before there was a sci-fi movie and a comic book movie every single summer?
It was definitely right before the big comic book boom.
2006 was
X-Men Last Stand was definitely 2006.
Maybe Mission Impossible 3?
I don't know, but I gotta go home, so I think we're gonna call it a day.
Right.
I hope you guys enjoyed this little Q&A extravaganza that we've had. You can follow us on Twitter at Worst Episode Pod, at 90th Percentile. And obviously, you can get everything that we do on WePodcast.com.
WePodcast.com.
Oh. WePodcast.com. Go to Amazon.WePodcast.com to help support the show, and you guys know all this. So
we have a new Sync Points coming out very soon. We're already out by the time you've seen this.
Probably already out. So go check that out. WePodcast.com.
And a few more projects we'll try to get out.
We got some things in the works.
And of course, we'll be recording some new Worst Episode Evers sometime soon.
At some point in the future.
Maybe not as many as you hope. But...
Ooh, tantalizing.
All right.
All right, guys. Thank you.